Hello everyone, this is the third part of the video series on engaging online learning. This part focuses on the engaging online learning activities. Imagine learning as an experience that going through a path where on the left and right we can see lights. Some of the lights might make us mesmerized and some of the lights might invite us to go deeper and step into each of the doors. In this part, I'm going to cover two things. First is so that you will be able to identify the types of activities for engaging online learning. And number two, what are the steps for you to conduct an engaging activities. Let us look first into how to structure a live online session. You have to consider the first, which is the learning aim of that session or lesson or topic, and what you will be doing, and what your students will be doing, and what are the resources required. The technique that has been covered in the first part, which is 5E, can be considered as well. Then, from the plan that you have, think back. Is that the best use of your students' time? Is it the best use of your time? Several techniques can be used for engaging activities, including internet scavenger hunt, the games-based learning, gamification, role-play, problem-based learning, video development, and many others. Many of us have used forum as a method to encourage collaboration and communication among the students. Forum is known as a social space for students to get to know each other. WhatsApp can be used, Telegram can be used, as well as the forum function in the learning management system. You can utilize the forum function for course announcement, for discussing course content or some reading materials, for continuing an online or issue raised previously, for teacher-only discussions, the help center, as well as an one-to-one support area. Make sure in your instruction in the forum, you instruct the students what to do. For example, encourage them to rate each other's posting or even to comment to each other's posting, and encourage them to share their reflection as well. This slide shows you variations of activities and activities that can be done either physically or virtually. These activities can be used as scaffold to ensure that the learning outcome can be achieved. For example, the method on fishbowl, where one student presents and the other students look as the concept of fish in a bowl. We can also use bus group approach, where each of the group will discuss, then they will go back and share to each other. We can also use activities such as parody, mind mapping, and jigsaw to make sure that the students are engaged and collaborate among each other. Suitable technologies needs to be used for each of the purpose. This slide shows you the educational ICT tools suitable for each of your activities. For example, you can use the Google Doc and Office 365 with the share function to encourage the students to collaborate in building up certain assignments or certain output, while they also look into each other on how to solve certain questions. Besides that, we can also use applications such as Canva, Pictochart, and Thinglink, where it encourages students to collaborate by using also the share function. This again summarizes some examples of collaborative online tools which encourage students to communicate, exchange the materials, and common output. Click to see the Google Slides and Jamboard demo on how to do collaborative learning. And in a few coming slides, you will see that Padlet can be used for communication and Thinglink can be used for collaborative annotation. You might also want to consider Flipgrid, which is an excellent app for video development and communication using video. The students would love it. This is to show example of how we can use Padlet to encourage communication. In this example, the students haven't met each other, so it is useful as an ice break. We can also use Padlet in the course to encourage students to introduce about themselves, and each of them can communicate among each other. We can also use it to manage and organize the content based on each week. Inside the Padlet, as I show here, we can see that this is the first example. Here, we can ask the students to do reflection, and they can develop their materials and upload, and they can comment to each other. This is an example where each of the students can communicate with each other, and which is useful as an ice break, especially when students haven't met with each other. It is good to create an online community. This is how to use Thinglink in Padlet. So from this, we can embed the Thinglink. Here, this is Thinglink being embedded, and here we can also organize by week. Let's say we name it by our family, and then ask the students to upload their carrot and sticks in the learning, and everyone can share what they found and link to the other URLs, or even sharing of materials. This is Thinglink, which is an approach where we can upload picture and then we can provide annotation points. So the students will be able to further explore each of the annotations that we have provided. So imagine your images now does not become just still, but also it becomes live and encourage the students to interact with it. You can use this share function to publish and to share this with the students for them to collaboratively annotate. This is the demonstration about the Thinglink that I explained earlier. Next, I want to show you an example on how to use Google Slides and Jamboard. These examples are the video that I have created earlier on how I use Google Slides and Jamboard in the course. You can also see further examples through this YouTube. And this is the example on how Google Slides can be used for collaborative work, individual tasks, group tasks, and it also encourages peer-based learning, rounds, and jigsaw. As an extra, you can install the Pair Deck plugin inside the Google Slides. This is all done by using the share function. Mentimeter is another excellent tool that can be used for early assessment or getting response from the learners. And it is also great to quickly gauge the understanding of the learners and allows the audience to know about each other. We can use many kinds of visualization, for example, the word cloud, or we can also use input boxes and display the input by each of the participants and execute this voting to let people to rank, and from here you know where your audience are. Another very excellent application is called Flippity. In Flippity we can use many things. For example, this is one of the best that I would recommend. Let's say that you want to get the turn of who will present in the course. and you use this name picker. Just go to Flippity and then you can see the demo instructions and template. You can also use word search and crossword puzzle and other templates provided here. You can track as well the student's completion by using Flippity. Mind mapping is one of the classical approach to let students to expel what they know. And now with the cloud software, we can encourage the students to build these things together by using mind mapping tools such as the Google Drawings and the MindMeister. Here the students can sketch and can also use the functions to create infographics like this. H5P is a rich content application which supports development of interactive learning. There are many choices for you to create and to share with your students. Well, I have covered a lot of things that can celebrate the variations of students' preferences. All those are tied to the Cagnes 9 student events. Let us go through this together. First, make sure that you gain the attention of the students. Then you inform the students on the objectives. You have to stimulate the recall of prior learning, such as by using the Mentimeter application, or even going into the Padlet and ask them to provide 3 things that they remember from the last session, 2 things that they want to know, and 1 thing that they want to be explained further. Those 3-2-1 activity is very flexible and can be used not just for simulating thought but also to present the context. In point number 4, this is where you can present the contents, and then from there you can provide the learner guidance by providing examples and doing further activities. After that, you can elicit their performance by giving them feedback. And then you can further assess their performance and make sure that several activities are further done to enhance retention and transfer to the job. Make sure that you listen to your students, conduct self-assessment, something like this.